Hi everyone, it's Tess from teachwithtess.com and I'm here today on my channel where you find everything about Wales English, teaching ESL online and working from home. Now, if you find these videos that I do useful, do feel free to like them and subscribe to my channel where I upload weekly content for you. Now, this video is going to be a fairly quick one, but I think relevant and quite important. I've had a lot of referrals contact me and ask me about the different types of contract that Wales English offer. Now they have 1v2, 1v10, they have regular and they have on-call contracts. So I thought it'd be really helpful for me to break it all down for you. So let's start with the 1v2 regular contract. Now, that is what most people at Wales English are employed on. So for instance, this is a contract where you have to commit to giving 8 hours peak time every week. That can be during the week and the weekends. And you can have trial classes and regular classes. You will only teach 2 children in a class. That is the 1v2. It's by far the most common. And when you have that contract, you are also eligible for the full attendance bonus, the FAB, which is great because it enables you to get those bonuses if you're teaching the required amount of lessons every week, month even. Also with your actual regular contract, first of all, the lessons are 50 minutes or 25 minutes, depending on the level you're teaching. Secondly, the curriculum that you use is either Oxford University Press, the VOB books for our beginners, or we have Oxford Reading Tree, and we have Reach, the National Geographic curriculum. So that is what is used for the contracts, the 1v2 classes, on-call or regular. The other main thing is that for the regular class teacher, it is the parents that select you. It's not Wales. They will propose you, they will suggest you as a teacher when a new family join and are looking for teachers. They can have 3 teachers recommended to them, depending on availability, the type of, whether they want an American accent, Canadian accent, a British accent, if they want a bloke, a woman, whatever. So you will be recommended depending on the criteria that the parents are asking for. Your profile is super important when you're a regular class teacher, whether on call or with a regular contract, because again, as I said, parents can look and see. The pay rate will be between $18 and $26 an hour. That depends on what they're offering when you're actually interviewed, your experience, your interview itself, all that sort of thing counts towards what they offer you initially. All trials classes, as you may know, are paid $18, whether you're an old teacher like me or newbies arriving. It has now changed. We're all at $18, although there are bonuses that we can have for our conversions and for teaching the weekend peak hours, 7 to 9 p.m. And as a regular teacher, you only need to commit to 8 hours peak time rather than 10 as an on-call teacher. So that is a big difference. The peak hours at the weekend are from 9 a.m. to 12 midday, and then from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. in the evening. That goes without saying if it's PM, really, doesn't it? So, if you only want to work at the weekend, you can actually commit 10 hours, but depending on where you live, it may mean that you don't get much sleep. Otherwise, during the week, the peak hours are 7 to 9 p.m. Now, the other type of contract that is very new at Wales English is the 1v10. So this is the contract that's really just starting to be rolled out, and they will be classes that can have more than 2 children. It can have up to 10 in them. There are not that many around, and it is certainly the minority of people teaching these classes. And you will see when you apply to Wales that you have got a choice of choosing 1v10 and 1v2. So by the end of the video, I hope you'll feel a bit clearer as to the difference between them all. So the 1v10 is only on call. Now, what does on call mean? It means that you have to commit more hours. So the on-call contracts, they're asking for 10 peak hours a week. They will give you hours that you have to, if you say you're available for certain hours with an on-call contract, then you have to make sure you're there and that you open, you're in the classroom 30 minutes early. Now the 1v10 lessons are all 50 minutes long, and the curriculum is from the Oxford University Press, I can't speak this morning, the Oxford University Press, that are in line with the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. These are not booked by parents. This is a big difference with the regular classes. Wales English will assign these contracts to the teacher. The pay is between $20 and $23 an hour for each 50-minute class taught, and there are performance-based bonuses that you can get for them. So every contracted hour is taught $13, and each class taught is paid an extra $7 to $10 on top. So the availability, to be very precise, I said earlier that you had to give 10 peak hours during the week, and they count this between 6:30 and 9:30 because of the logging on and the checking in needing to be done about half an hour earlier. So it's slightly different to a regular teacher. So that is a 1v10 program. As I said, it's very new and there are not that many people teaching it. Let's go to the 1v2 on-call program. Now, what is the difference between the 1v2 on-call and the 1v2 regular contract? Well, number one, you can't get the FAB if you're an on-call teacher. Number two, you have to commit 10 hours if you're an on-call teacher. All the on-call contracts, as I said for the 1v10, have a base rate that is paid for each class assigned, and then another one on each class taught. So it equals to about $18 to $26. It really depends on the rate that you've been offered in your contract. So that's quite a specific difference too. Now the other key thing about the on-call contract, the 1v2, is that you are not able to select this as an option when you apply to Wales. When you're interviewed, Wales will evaluate you and decide which programme they think you are best suited for. So it could be that they say 1v2 on-call is what we want you to do and you'd be great. So the most important difference really is that all of the on-call positions are given a base rate and then a class completion bonus. And that can add up to between $18 and $26 too. It's just structured differently. And the other really key difference between your regular contract and an on-call contract is that as an on-call teacher, you are not eligible for the bonuses that I mentioned earlier, which can make a big difference. As an on-call teacher, the Wales contract states and requires that you keep those working hours stated in the contract available through the entire contract. You have to stick with the on-call working hours and don't open time slots which are outside these hours. If you do, you could be considered ineligible for the position. So if you want to change things when you're actually within Wales and you have your contract, the best thing to do is always go through the TC and see if there are means of changing these things. As I said, you have to clock in 30 minutes before your lesson, or at least 30 minutes before, so that's really key, so they know that you are there. And if your time slots are unbooked, you still have to remain on standby so that you can respond very quickly within 3 minutes to any substitute classes that they may want you to teach. So that's a really key thing about the on-call contract. Now, it can be that it suits you. I know from talking to teachers at Wales English that there are on-call 1v2 teachers who have regular classes and they have regular students. So it is not something that would separate you completely from the regular class community. And you're not just sort of picking up classes here and there. They have regular classes as well. I hope that was clear, because there are really some significant differences between your regular contract, as I said most of us are, and the on-call contracts. So I really suggest doing your homework on that. There is information on their website. I'm going to include more information in the description box underneath as well. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. You know, I'm always here to help you with any questions about Wales. If you'd like to apply to Wales, I'd love to coach you. Again, my referral link is underneath, but I always suggest that you email me your CV first so I can go through it and make sure that it's Wales friendly, because that tends to be the main reason people don't get asked to interview, even if they're super qualified and have a ton of experience. So there we go. I really hope that was useful. That's my little wisdom on a Sunday morning, and I'm now going to go back for my coffee, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much.